What's up, my friends? You have a soul. I'm going to tell you why that matters so much and 3 reasons why I think it's actually true. Listen, if you don't have a soul, then you're just matter. And at the end of the day, you don't matter. In fact, the only real difference ontologically between you and this brick, if you don't have a soul, is that this brick doesn't go through its life under the delusion that it matters and that it's made for something more. The famous atheist George Wald said 400 years ago there was a collection of molecules named Shakespeare which produced Hamlet. Ew. And the atheist Bertrand Russell said that all of mankind's achievements will ultimately be buried beneath the debris of a universe in ruins. What a dark worldview, but it was consistent with this idea that we are no more than a random collection of molecules. Now you might argue, Chris, I don't need to believe in this imaginary world of the unseen to tell me that I matter. But if you don't believe there were any more than that random collection of molecules, you are the one who's playing make-believe if you think that we matter more than this brick. So why do I believe that we have a soul? 1, the Word of God tells me I do, and God doesn't lie. Of course, you have to have faith for that one. 2, you don't need faith for this one. There's a growing mound of evidence from peer-reviewed clinical studies of near-death experiences that shouts out the fact that there's an unseen, immaterial part of what a human being is, that there's a soul. There's countless stories of people who have floated above their bodies and looked down and saw what they could only see if they were literally outside their own skin. Stories of people who remember in great detail things that were happening and conversations that happened in the waiting room next to where they died, which could only happen if they happened to be there. Also, countless stories of people who were born blind. This one's mind-blowing. 80% of the people who were born blind, who have near-death experiences, who come back from the dead, remember in vivid detail what it was like to see for the first time. People who couldn't imagine what color was, describing comparative analysis between colors. What? But 3, guys, maybe above all, I trust my experience of life, my experience of beauty, my experience of love, my experience of friendship, my longing for heaven. All these things point to the fact that I'm more than a bag of bones, that I'm more than a collection of molecules. You see, the atheistic worldview would tell you, don't hope to be more. Don't hope that those experiences point to an actual truth about who you are and what you're made for. But the worldview of faith says, go ahead. Trust that what you're experiencing points to a deeper reality, that you are more than just matter, and that you matter more than this brick. And you know what? Believing that doesn't just set me up for happiness in the next life. I think believing that is the only way to be really happy now. Be sure to subscribe and leave lots of comments because it helps the algorithms. Also, leave comments even if you disagree, because I love you and I love your beautiful soul.